So what I'm talking about is being excited by something. Just imagine how exciting it is to work on the Vikings. You know, we have lots of prejudices about them and cliches about them, most of which aren't true. But in any case, just imagine that your subject is a Viking. What's better than that? You can tell anyone here. You could ask, "Have you ever heard of the Vikings?" Yes. Do you have ideas? Yes. You know, there's. So it's an exciting subject. You know. So who cares if it's slightly dangerous? It's you know that there is a cliche that they're always bad guys. Well, you know, they aren't always bad guys. You know, their culture was exciting, and hey ho, they were human beings. You know, Ragnar loved his wife, his kids. His, you know, it's a human story. Everything is a human story. Find the humanity in it. That's what you try and do. And but hey, to do the Viking or to do Henry VIII, what's not to like? You know, this story. When you read the stuff, you go, "Oh my God, he did what?" You know, "Oh my God, the Vikings did that." You know, and they discovered North America centuries before Columbus. They sailed around the Mediterranean. You know, they were pagans. They worshipped these fantastic gods. It's a no-brainer. You know, it's fantastic not to do procedural American cop shows or, you know, things that the studios just churn out. How much greater to be out on the sands in Ireland with a Viking ship, you know, and warriors and shield maidens and things. Well, I read as much as I could. I have a historical advisor who was giving me material and talking to me about things. Again, there are lots of cliches about the Vikings. Who would know that the Vikings had a bath every Friday, every Saturday? That they carried combs and a spare set of clothes when they went raiding. You know, who knew that? So I was building up a lot of information about their private lives, their home lives and things. It's true that there isn't as much information about the Vikings as there is about the Tudors because it was the Dark Ages. But there's quite a lot. And you can also, because you know quite a lot, you can build on that information because I'm not writing documentaries, I'm writing dramas. You know, so I take the historical material and then build on that and build storylines and characters on that. Yeah, well, certainly it's true that you don't want to bore the audience. I mean, because you get paid money to entertain them. So if you start boring them, though, you've failed in your job. And I am a writer and I'm a dramatist, and I'm not a historian, and I'm not writing a documentary. I hope that the show will make people read history books about the Vikings. That's fantastic. You know, that's wonderful. But I'm not educational. You know, I'm not helping people to. Taking them by the hand and taking them back in time. But it's not as easy as saying what is made up and what is reality because they're mixed up so much. I never leave altogether what I know to be true or real. So I'm always attached in some way to the real. Most of the major characters in Viking are based on historical characters. The attack on Lindisfarne Island in the episode 2 is a real historical event, and I've always wanted to dramatize that. I've been to Lindisfarne myself a lot of times. I can imagine what it felt like for these poor monks to have these Vikings come over. So I couldn't tell you really what, you know, because it isn't always invention. It's not like fantasy. I don't just think of some bonkers, ridiculous thing to say. I like to, you know, sometimes you can condense things, you can bring things in from another Viking period, or, you know, so all my research gives me lots of different storylines, lots of different characters, so, you know, so I'm trying to weave I'm weaving my storylines in and out. But the first duty is absolutely to entertain.